I listened to my best friend's urging and planned to secretly meet my childhood friend. As I was about to leave, a book fell from the sky and hit my head. In the book, I constantly hurt my loving husband in order to be with my childhood friend. In the end, I was betrayed by my best friend and childhood friend, left alone and abandoned. I decided to play along and go to the meeting. When my childhood friend tried to hug me, I pushed him away and made it clear we had no relationship. I turned and walked to my husband who was standing in the corner. He asked suspiciously, "What game are you playing now?" "Hubby, hug me," I said. Well, who wouldn't want a rich husband who loves you deeply? After being hit on the head by a book that fell from the sky, a new set of memories appeared in my mind. Because of these memories, my obsession with my first love completely vanished. When I woke up, I was still a bit dazed, thinking I was cramped in a dark, damp basement, waking up every day worrying about how to make money, or else I'd be homeless the next day. I looked around the room. It was luxuriously decorated, with everything arranged according to my preferences. The extra memories were so vivid, as if heaven was deliberately reminding me, if I remained stubborn and unrepentant, I would end up in a miserable situation in the future. I pulled back the curtains and saw a large field of roses. My husband Adrian had hired professional gardeners to plant them. The entire villa's decor, down to every flower in the garden, was designed based on my preferences. But in the past, I saw it as a beautiful cage. I opened my phone and, unsurprisingly, there were many messages from my best friend Rachel. We had originally planned to go out 3 days ago, but I was knocked unconscious by the falling book right before leaving, so the plan fell through. "Hazel, did Adrian lock you up at home again? He's such a psycho. I'll definitely help you escape. Jack is still waiting for you." I couldn't help but laugh. She called Adrian a psycho, but she used all sorts of tricks to seduce him after I left. And Jack, my first love who was supposedly waiting for me, had already dated countless women abroad. In the new memories, I used suicide to force Adrian to divorce me. He was left scarred and broken, but still willing to give me most of his assets. Unfortunately, that money was quickly swindled away by Jack. It was only then that I realized everything had been fake. I hadn't responded to Rachel for 3 days, and she was clearly getting anxious. She kept sending messages, trying to drive a wedge between Adrian and me, while painting Jack as deeply in love with me. "Adrian is coming back from abroad in 2 days. You'll really have no chance after that." Adrian's whereabouts were always kept secret, yet she even knew when he was returning. It seems Rachel had quite a few spies around Adrian. I pondered for a moment, then opened my chat with Adrian. All the messages were from him, ranging from daily greetings to itinerary updates, but I had never replied. The last message was from last night. Adrian said his flight had been rescheduled and he would be back today. In the past, I would have gotten a headache seeing this message, but at this moment, I suddenly felt an overwhelming longing for my husband. "Okay, I'll wait for you to come back. Be careful on the way." Just after I sent the message, there was a sudden commotion downstairs. A car had stopped at the entrance of the estate. A 5-year-old boy got out of the car, wearing a kindergarten backpack and holding something in his hand. As he walked into the estate, everyone he passed stopped to greet him, because he was Adrian's and my child. The child who looked 80% like Adrian, so I had never liked him. I once overheard our son talking to Adrian. The 5-year-old was innocent yet sensitive, asking Adrian if he wasn't behaving well enough. "Why doesn't mommy like me? Is it because I'm not obedient?" Adrian held him on his lap, gently stroking his face. "Maybe, it's because you look too much like daddy." When I went downstairs, our son had just walked in. Seeing me, his eyes lit up, but he only inched cautiously towards me. "Mommy." His gaze kept scanning me until it suddenly fell on the bruise on my forehead from being hit. His eyes widened and he rushed over without hesitation. "Mommy, what happened to your head?" I accidentally bumped my head. "Have you been good at kindergarten this week?" Looking at his cautious demeanor, I couldn't help but reach out to wipe the sweat from his forehead. Our son was visibly startled, but still nuzzled my hand obediently. "I've been good. I even got a gold star from the teacher." The housekeeper watched us nervously and carefully approached. "Young master, why don't we go play with your toys instead of bothering mommy?" Our son looked at me reluctantly, clearly not wanting to leave, but still let go of my hand. We rarely had intimate moments. In the past, I had mixed feelings of love and hate towards this child, but now I just wanted to make it up to him. Am I not allowed to talk to my own son? I raised an eyebrow at the housekeeper, who flinched and immediately backed away. It seems my past crazy behavior in the villa had left quite an impression, making everyone in the house wary of me. Only my son looked at me in confusion, his chubby little hands fidgeting with his clothes. After a while, I finally heard his tentative voice. "Mommy, do you want to see my gold star?" I finally noticed the gold star he was holding and nodded immediately. Seeing his face light up with a smile, he happily placed the star in my palm. "It's beautiful. My baby is so clever." Everyone looked at me in shock. My son was so excited he couldn't speak. For the whole day, my son played nearby, not too close but not too far, glancing at me from time to time. Finally, I couldn't resist patting my lap. "Do you want to sit on mommy's lap and play?" My son stood up, looked at his toy thoughtfully for a while, then smiled brightly and ran over to me happily. He sat in my lap very obediently, looking up at my expression every so often while playing. "Mommy, do you want to play with the toys? Or read a storybook?" Behind the well-behaved child was a long-term lack of maternal love. He was always cautious, afraid of angering me. My heart melted at the sight. I pulled my son close and hugged him tightly. "It's okay, sweetie. From now on, mommy will do whatever you want to do with you." I played with my son all day. By evening, I was unusually tired as soon as my head hit the pillow. In the middle of the night, I suddenly felt cold next to me. I tried to pull the blanket, but my hand was restrained by something. A body pressed down on me, so heavy I could barely breathe. I could only groggily open my eyes in my sleepy state. As soon as I opened my eyes, I met a pair of almond-shaped eyes, instantly captivated. Adrian was undeniably handsome. This was something I could never deny. He had alluring almond eyes with a beauty mark below them. The first time we met, I even wondered if fox spirits really existed in this world. How else could a man wearing a complex three-piece suit, covered from head to toe, still silently seduce you with just a glance? Hazel. He softened his voice, husky and magnetic, as if bewitching me. It's been a while. Did you miss me? His cold fingers trailed across my face, sliding down my neck, raising goosebumps. Let go of my hands first. My wrists were tied with Adrian's tie. I couldn't move and could only quietly plead with him. Although Adrian was very tolerant of my tantrums in the villa, smashing glasses and crystal lamps, the truly sick one in our relationship was Adrian. He had an obsessive disorder, never letting go of things he was fixated on. He was sensitive, suspicious, and extremely possessive. Once, after arguing with Adrian due to Rachel's instigation, I was directly locked up in the villa by him. Baby, I don't want to do this either. But once I let you go, who knows where you'll run off to? He caressed my face with one hand while skillfully unbuttoning my clothes with the other. Adrian's body temperature was always low. As soon as he touched me, I felt a chill. I really won't run away. It's uncomfortable being tied up like this. Adrian ignored my words. Only after we were done did he finally release me. I was exhausted and could only lie panting in bed. He gently massaged my hands. I managed to open my eyes and saw Adrian kneeling by the bed, intently focused on my hands, his movements becoming increasingly gentle. What do you want to say to me? Adrian met my gaze, his eyes filled with complex emotions. You suddenly messaged me. What did you want to discuss? Letting you leave? I've said before that I won't agree. For once, I argued with Adrian. Using my last bit of strength, I sat up and threw myself into his arms. Adrian was clearly stunned, his body stiffening. He just tightly wrapped his arms around me. I was too tired to talk to Adrian and fell fast asleep. When I woke up the next morning, I heard soft voices outside the door. Is Mommy still not awake? She said she'd have breakfast with me today. Mommy is very tired and needs to rest. My son fell silent. Through the door crack, I saw him sit down on the floor. Then I'll wait here for Mommy. This way she'll see me when she wakes up. Genetics truly are a mysterious thing. Not only did my son look similar to Adrian, sometimes his stubbornness was exactly the same. I softly called out baby, and hearing my voice, my son immediately got up and rushed towards the room. Good morning, Mommy. Yesterday's interactions had broken down the barriers between us. My son happily pounced in front of me, his chubby little hands holding mine. Adrian stood at the bedroom door, looking at me with a complex expression. He had tried every way to please me before, even begging me not to leave on his knees. Every time he got close, it only triggered greater disgust from me. So Adrian got used to standing at a distance, just awkwardly staring at me. Well, the best way to deal with an awkward person is to be direct. I looked at Adrian and smiled. Good morning, hubby. On Saturday morning, because of that one hubby, Adrian accidentally knocked over 2 water glasses. By the 3rd time, I finally couldn't hold back. If you don't like it, I won't call you that anymore in the future. I do like it. Good. This time he denied it faster than anyone. At the dining table, the housekeeper brought today's breakfast. I met the housekeeper's gaze. The moment our eyes met, she instinctively avoided it. Mrs. Wood, how long have you been working in this house? Almost 10 years. I used to work at the old mansion, but came here after the master married you.